Okay, I never got any more than those three. That's okay, I'll just keep Construct on here for a while. Alright, hello everybody. Welcome. It's Tuesday, which means it's card time for now. And there's an event going on within Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel here. It is this one here. Hold on. This one here. This is effectively common and rare. It's normal, I think is what that stands for. So, this is the super low rarity event with its own ban list. They banned out all the cards that let you just deal damage to yourself and explode. And then also, if you'd like to read an unreadable ban list, yup, that sure is every rare and super rare and limited. Oh, there's a rare. See if we can spot a rare. Oh, chain energy. Okay. Yep, these cards sure are super rare and ultra rare. So the ban list just looks like this. It's every rare but like also Dice Jar, rest in peace. Hieroglyph Lithograph, pay 1,000 life points for no effect. Rest in peace. The real stuff in here. Pacifist isn't banned, but a lot of its support is at 1. Phantasm Spiral Battle and Sea Stealth Attack are at 1. Planet Pathfinder is at 1. Unrivaled Fists Attenuate is at 1. There's a couple other like cards in here that are at 1 because they're like, I think boss stage is actually like playable. I think boss stage is that rare, so getting rid of Utgarda at 1. It's very funny to see Mishi on the Time Lord at 1 because I swear I've seen opponents just spam the hell out of this card. This isn't here specifically for the Tenny deck, it's more for the Pacifist deck. But it also self-destruct hand. And then Megalith Fool is at 1, along with some other ones at 2. Megalith Belthor. These hits to Megalith mean nothing because the deck is still like infinitely consistent. It's kind of ridiculous actually how powerful it is. Like basically the entirety of the Megalith core is at common rare. It's kind of interesting. So what makes this event interesting is what you get to see out of opponents' decks. So because there's so much in this game that actually is runnable at common and rare. For instance, I'm just gonna go ahead and go into this deck here. I'm gonna show you something you might not be aware of. I can't spell brigade. If you're familiar with Tri-Brigades, it's because you've played Master Duel. Oh look, it's Fractal. Oh look, it's Karaz. Oh look, it's Nerval. Oh look, it's Kit. All 4 of the main deck Tri-Brigades. All rare and common. Oh look, it's Tri-Brigade Revolt. It's their best trap that puts them plus 12. The limiting factor is that they only have Rugal. However, Rugal's really strong. Especially summon a Beast Warrior, put it back into play, and then bounce it. They don't have their big plays, Farajit. They don't have Shrig. They don't have Bare Boom Search. But you'd be surprised exactly how much you can actually function off of the core of a deck. Other decks, as mentioned, Megalith. I'd like you to take a look at the Megaliths here. This is every megalith in the game. All of them, alright? Hmm. Hmm. That's it, huh? It's just the negation. Now, from my understanding, Fool is at 1, Bethor is at 2, and that doesn't really stop it. One of the shifts the format back to extra deck shenanigans a bit to boost main deck strats. In some ways, there are still some really interesting extra deck shenanigans. My favorite I've seen. Dragubula? No. Number 90? No, it's not number 90. Number... Yeah, maybe we'll find it in there. There's a rank 8 that can win some gang. Draglube. Yes. Draglubion. 2 level 8s that rare. Detach 2 material. Take 2 dragons from your extra deck and summon 1 with the other as material. This can let you do some nasty things even in rare. What we're playing today, I have 2 different decks that I've got built. The first one over here. This one is not quite... I don't think this one's built for the banned list. Yeah. This is one that isn't built for the banned list. It has to take out about 6 cards. But I was playing this. Pacifist. Pacifist plays a lot of back row, plays around this field spell. I think the actual build is this down to 1, this down to 1, battle to 1, and sea stealth to 1. I think those are the hits I have to work with, which basically has me adding in some more normals, actually playing the equips, and then Dogmatic and Punishment is actually really good in this format. Dogmatic and Punishment is really good in Constructed. Send a target a face-up monster your opponent controls. Send a monster with equal or higher attack from your extra deck to graveyard. Destroy the monster, and then you can't special summon from the extra deck until the end of the next turn. So if you're not using extra deck, this card's really strong. What you want to be sending is cards with secondary effects. Fossil Machine Skullwagon can banish itself from the grave to destroy a spell trap. Of course, it has to be hitting something 17 or lower. The deck we are actually playing today, and this deck's been a lot of fun. I haven't gotten to do too much of this because just haven't had any time over the weekend for this. So my deck, this is Marincess. Are there extra deck monsters that would send the graveyard to destroy a monster? Every single one of those is super rare or higher. 100% of them. Add Ignister Pegasus, Entis, like every single one of them is super high. So, Marincess. Marincess is a deck based around a lot of these water cyberse monsters. That is all about link climbing. In this deck, we're link climbing up to Marbled Rock. Because all of the climbing pieces, including one of our top pieces, are at rare. In the actual game, you'd be climbing a bit higher up to a link 4, and you'd have some more main deck tools. In here, the main monsters to look at, Seahorse are one of our powerhouses. You can special summon this card from your hand to a link zone a link monster points to. Marincess Link monster. blue slug, points down, and when it is link summon, target a princess in your graveyard, put it in your hand. Also, you're waterlocked. So you play Seahorse, summon blue slug, pick up Seahorse, summon blue slug to summon Seahorse to blue slug's link point. That gets you to 2, which can make Crystal Heart. Crystal Heart is useless kind of on its own. You're not looking to do anything with Crystal Heart. But if you have one extender, you could go Crystal Heart and any other water into Marbled Rock. And you might be wondering, well, okay, so what's the point? What's Marbled Rock do? You can target a princess card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Uses once per turn. When your opponent declares an attack, you can send a Marincess monster from your hand to graveyard. Monsters can be destroyed and you take no battle damage. Okay. Not huge. The first effect's more effective than the second. 2500. Why am I going into this? The answer, my friend, Marincess Battle Ocean. Marincess monsters you control gain 200 attack. Wow. And 600 attack for each Marincess equipped to it. Okay. Monsters you control in the extra monster zone that were late summoned using Crystal Heart as material are unaffected by your opponent's card effects. Just flat. Just unaffected. Cool. When you link summon a Marincess monster to the extra monster zone, you can equip 3 Marincess link monsters from your graveyard to that monster. So that's where you get this attack. So with Battle Ocean and 3 equips, 1 Blue Slug, 1 Sea Angel, and 1 Crystal Heart, Marbled Rock will be at 4,500 and unaffected by card effects. That isn't invincible, of course, because the Sea Ocean itself, or the Battle Ocean itself, is granting the protection. So we do have a situation where that's sort of our weak link. But yeah. So the idea, though, is we're trying to get to Marble Rock through Crystal Heart. So to that end, we have named Marincesses, because our Marincess links need Marincess monsters. Level 4 to lower, so they can't link off to themselves. Mandarin here. While you control 2 or more Marincess, closest card in your hand or your graveyard, target one link you control special summon to the link point. So this is an extender if you're at 2. This is an extender to any link point once per turn, and you can banish this card from your graveyard on a turn other than it was sent. It's a special summon a monster from your hand to a link point. The other Marincesses we have are Vasilama, which this one doesn't really have a lot of good effects. It has a graveyard protection effect, which is nice. Specifically for when you're, so you don't get interrupted on the way climbing up. When monsters you control will be destroyed by card effect banished in the graveyard. While it's in play, you can banish a Marincess trap from your graveyard, add a Marincess trap with a different name. I don't run more than Wave. I don't really care about either of these 2 traps. They don't seem very powerful. Marincess Current is like a weird burn effect. They can activate from hand. And Marincess Cascade is like banish your entire board to like give something. Like it doesn't really do anything. Again, these 2 don't do anything. Marincess Snow. Maybe it was a one-off. I don't know. The Wave is the big one. If you control a link, target one face-up monster your opponent controls negate that face effect. If you control a link to Marincess, all face-up monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's card effects. And if you control link 3, you can play this from your hand. AKA, if this is in your hand, Marbled Rock, you can just spam down Marincess Wave as a negate. Like this basically becomes imperm that says your board is unaffected. But yeah, other than the Marincesses we're playing, which are these 8, the rest of the deck is water extenders because we need a 3rd body. Our main combo only gets 2. So, Silent Sea Nettle, if you control a water special summon that's from your hand, you're locked into water. You can also banish from your graveyard to shuffle 3 water from your grave back into the deck. Mermail Abyss Spike, discard the water to search a level 3 water. That's literally just to grab Seahorse. Goldfish. Normal summon, you can normal summon a level 4 from your hand. A little awkward because the only 4 Marincess is Basilava, but it could go into Abyss Spike, which works as well. It could also go into the Tenyi if it wants to. The Tenyi can be special if you have no effect monster, so it's your first one. And then Fishboard Launcher can special from Grave if all you control are waters. What's Marincess weak to? 2 major weaknesses. 1, this field spell goes away. That's all the protection gone. Without the field spell, Marbled Rock is a 2500 with a battle protection. The second thing we do, kaijus. You might be wondering, well, this is common and rare festival. What do you mean kaijus? Oh no, I kaijus. Don't worry, everyone's on them. Not everyone, but a lot of the decks, like, there's only 2 legal kaijus, but anyway, the rest of the deck is a little bit of disruption. Because only in 80s is a spell trap destruction. Dynamicius is discard a card, banish a card, which I love this one. This answers so much. Forbidden Chalice is an effect negate. Salvage can pick up 2 water monsters out of your hand. And again, free special summon, free special summon, free special summon, free special summon. You know, a lot of these are free to summon from your hand in some ways. And then Moray of Greed lets us fix hands that are like 2 Fishboard Launcher. The rest of the extra is some junk I can make sometimes. You're usually waterlocked, so you don't make any of them, but whatever. I had 15 cards. And this isn't constructed. The new hotness in constructed, by the way, at least on some of the decks I've been playing, drop down to 13 in your extra. It's perfect. It's the ultimate ruse. There's a real reason for it. Anyway, I've spent most of my stuff in here, but I think if I just go dismantle all extras, yeah. They're back at numbers again. But yeah, the DD Dynamite deck, if you have 13 in your extra, will do 39 times 2, which is 78. AKA not your life total. So they have to work a little harder than that. Anyway, that's enough talking about the deck. Let's go ahead and see how it plays. Let's see what sort of opponents you run into. I've run into Megalith, I've run into some Kaiju decks, I've run into some Time Lord decks. Those are the same, sort of. Pot of Greed. I've run into Set 5 Pass. That's terrifying. Okay, this is awkward because we need to discard a water to get up this spike to work. Infinitrax. I wonder how much of they've got. Ooh, Infinitrack gadgets. That's terrifying. Holy shit. Okay, they're going to end on Dragubulon plus something. Draglubion plus boss stage activation. What are we getting out of Draglubion? Heart Earth. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, your opponent takes any damage you would take. This is Yubel, but way better. We're still not done. Okay. This is like Yubel, but if Yubel like didn't need to attack for, or didn't need to be attacked. That's very awkward. So they get a boss stage at us. Yep, there's Utgarda. They get to make the tokens. The tokens go away at the end of turn, but Utgarda can contribute 2 generators, aka the tokens, to banish a card. Here's our problem. Abyss Spike needs to discard a water monster to go fetch. And without that, we're out. We're done. We're boned. We never really want to draw Battle Ocean. The only reason I'm playing a pair is because of how important the card is. Let me explain that. Like, Chad, why not just like why not 3 if it's that important? Link 4, Link 1. You'd add a Marincess spell on Link Summon, so we can search it for free at any time during a combo without stepping over anything. So they get a free banish. No? Okay. Oh, they... Oh, or we're set this turn. Okay. That's very funny. Usually, Heart Earth Dragon needs 3 level 9s, making it very difficult to summon. So the second copy is just not an instant lose if we get blown, if our first gets blown up. Correct. That is the reason we are playing 2. Moray of Greed is because we are playing 22 water monsters, and not all of them are needed at the same time. Some of them are early extenders, some of them are late extenders, some of them are Marincess names, some of them are grave extenders, and so Moray lets us filter those out. Problem is we need to draw them into critical mass, which is kind of the way the water deck works. But let's see what we're going into here. There's another googly. Oh my god, what? 2 level 8 machine type monsters. Detach material, gain 1,000 attack until you press next turn. I love this. Our opponent is the most kick-ass opponent I've ever seen. Like, goddamn. They've got like 5 different cool, let me go check out that deck. Then we got gadgets. We got boss stage. We're just playing Utgarda and Develgus. And then they have like a ton of 7 Sins. Gigantus just as both a way to extend off their earth monsters and as a possible way to spell trap destroy. Then they've just got a bunch of control pieces. Yeah, Gigantus is a really, really... This actually sees constructed play legitimately. At Emancipator. What's an extra? We've got a Phantom Knights of Cursed Javelin. I don't know how you're making this. Detach 3 materials, destroy all other face-up monsters in the field, and destroy 5, destroy all the cards burning control. Heartland, Draco, I believe this is the other dragon they banished or put under there. Rhapsody and Berserk. This is Graveyard Hate, twice per turn. Malevolent Sin, people play this one a lot. This one I know is like a Duel Links thing as well. Banish opponent's monster until their next standby phase. And and you can pump it up to like a rank 7. That's 27. Heavy armored train, Iron Wolf, can attack direct, and if it's destroyed, tutors, and then the rest is double Draglubion, double Heart Earth Chaos. Oh boy. How on Earth? Can I be destroyed metal when your opponent controls? Oh, this is an anti. Oh, this is a life gain card. Okay. And then you could use Pain Gainer and then go up to 7th Sin to like kill special summon monsters and then reattach them. And this thing's like a board wipe. It's very silly. Again, a lot of strong extra deck stuff even within this. But yeah, Gigantus was a strong piece in Adamantipator back during the Block Dragon days, which it still is on Master Duel. Is Block Dragon still legal? So Adamantipator uses that as one of its extenders because it just wants to extend until infinity. And it's a rock that I can flip off the top of the deck. I'm cursed. Damn, I'm cursed. Ooh, Metal Foes. Metal Foes is another one of the stronger decks in the format. Almost all their stuff is at common and rare. Metal Foes all have the same effect in Pendulum. Target a face-up card, destroy it, then set a Metal Foes trap. Baboon, when it's destroyed, summons 2 copies of itself. And then whenever it's summoned, draw 1 and either top or bottom a card. So here's 2 materials. They also went ahead and tutored Metal Foes Combination. Nobody gives a crap about its effect on the field, but its graveyard effect. If this card is sent to the field in the graveyard, you can add a Metal Foes monster from your deck to your hand. That's basically what you're here for on this card. Yeah, funnily enough, I don't think there's any hand traps in this format, other than like Battle Fader. That's one of the things that makes it kind of interesting. Baboon, what is Baboon's going into in this? Super Quantal Megal Beast, oh, okay. This destroys spell, oh my goodness, and then it lets them destroy the combination. Grand Pulse here, this is the blue Quantal. Pen 1, Pen 8. Slam down Parametal Foes. And then we're gonna effect of this to destroy our back row and search. If this card is destroyed, you can add a face-up Pendulum monster to your hand. But you can't activate it this turn. They just searched a generic, yeah, they just searched Jervol Flame, that's the 2400 attacker. They already Pendulum, I don't know why they penned. I mean, I guess they don't really need to be attacking this turn. Funnily enough, it's very easy to just blow up your own scales, go search things like Metal Foes Counter. For card you control, destroy by battle card effect, summon a Metal Foes monster from your deck. And then you can banish this to add out things on Metal Foes Bend here. If they still have scales, they don't care. They can keep doing this like infinite amount of times. It's kind of funny. Because like these say once per turn, but it's each every card. Then rare Metal Foes, when it's destroyed, even though it was a spell card when destroyed, the monster effect goes off. So you get the Metal Foes monster to the end during the end phase, so they're going to grab their 1 scale, put it here, and then they're sitting on, I think it's a combination, a counter, and a pair of Metal Foes Fusion. Yeah, fake once per turn. Do I actually get to draw any way to start my turn? I do. Now the question is, do I want to go for the Moray of Greed, or do I want to... I think I have to, because I only have 2 materials, and you need 3 to finish your combo. Alright, Our opponent's cards face down. Our combination that fuses, I don't care. Fusion that fuses, I don't care. And counter, if a card controls, okay. Now this would be a quick effect if they had the blue layer on it, but they don't, so this is slow. I think I have to go for a redraw here because I need enough material. If I can get to 3, if I can get to unaffected, I'll be okay. Normal Belislama. Another wave. Normal pickup. Summon Silent Nettle. This isn't enough. This gets to 2, not 3. Would love to be able to keep the Silent Nettle in this hand because it's really useful. I need like Seahorse and Nettle. Mandarin. This one also can't do it, but I can salvage into... How far do I want to go then? Hi, my name's Blue Slug. You get to just +1 on Blue Slug's existence. That's all I can really do right now. Maybe wanted to leave Belislama down. Okay, so... Sure. Okay. Actually... Maybe. I need that to have short-circuited the fusion. They can only use 1 from their... Oh, nope, their final card in hand was a... Damn it. I needed that last card in hand to be a dead draw. Okay. Okay. They sort of had us from there. That's kind of funky. I wonder if there's anything I'm missing that I can alter the deck up on, like, numbers on. I think I'm playing every Marincess I want to. Oh, Crown Tail I'm not playing because it's a 5. Right. This is just a hand trap that is during damage calculation. You can special summon it to have damage. And then you can banish it from the grave to take no damage. So that's not relevant. And then C Star is literally just discard to plus 800 attack. Oh, thanks. You can use it twice per turn. Okay, so I think the named Marincesses we're playing are the ones we can. Are there any other, like... I know we're playing Tin Goldfish, Silent Nettle, like... Oh, no, because the Sharks Xyz lock you. That would be the reason we don't want to be using the Sharks. Because, like, the idea is that you, like, Buzzsaw Shark into a left-hand Shark, and then you get to make you have 2 materials, but this is like Tin Goldfish, but a little worse. This exceeds lock too, yeah. Shark Kraken. Okay. Now let's just see if we can get, like, I want to get 2 marble. Show off how this deck plays when it does its full combo. Seahorse plus an extender is all it really needs to do it. But I know it's a lot to ask. Okay. 10E plus Basalama. No. Thanks, Moray, for helping out. 10E plus Mandarin. I don't know if this can do it. Because it'll be like, summon Mandarin. How do I get to 2 Marincesses in play? Yeah, I can't get to 2 Marincesses in play. I can get to a Link 2. Alright. Normal. As brings us to the deck normally, there are two major missing pieces that we were missing that I will show you afterwards that turn this from extremely inconsistent to like rank. You can auto get to your Link 4 no problem every game. Here, because one of those is a super and one of those is an ultra, it's a lot less doable. Alright, we got Card Trooper, one of my favorite cards in all of the game. Milling Mage Power, oh boy. I love Card Trooper. I was a big proponent of Troop Dupe Scoop back in the day. Alright. We should be good, depending on... Yes. Okay. Are you ready? I think we're gonna finally get to do the thing. Alright, so first things first, thank you, Salvage. Invasion of Chaos is still a real cool set. We're gonna go ahead and normal here. Special summon. Blue Slug. Activate Blue Slug. And then we're going to go for Sea Angel. Sea Angel is going to go search our field spell. And here's where it all comes out down. Card Trooper's so good. Again, I played Troop Dupe Scoop back in the heyday of that card. Very good deck. Anyway, here's Marbled Rock. One. Two. I miss the DS games. Anyway, so here it is. Marbled Rock, 4,500, unaffected by opponent's card effects, thanks to Battle Ocean. That's our end board. So, can they overcome? Now, the trick with constructed Marincess is that they can make that play every turn forever. or better actually. They usually don't go into marbled rock anymore. Usually you have better things than marbled rock to end on, and you have things that float from your back row here. Building broken heads using Monoland in that game. Yeah, I love the DS titles. I was sad they ended at. I think 2011 is the last one, right? I don't think there was a 2012. Okay. You go onto my back row. That's fine. You get my... okay. Afterburners gets my blue slug. Oh no. And my seat of power. Do they know? No, this is a set spell trap. Is this set? Uh-oh. My kingdom. Okay. What are you gonna jump into? Oh, I don't have my... never mind. That was stupid of me. I thought I had my chalice still. I was trying to force the jump so that I could chalice the activation here, but... no, I'm gonna lose my board. What? Whoa! Somebody please tell me what's happening. No! I'll take... that's what I get for pulling the trigger early, I suppose, on Dino Mishkas. Holy shit. That rules. A+. It only discarded Mage Power. It discarded another Card Trooper and a friend. Okay, there was a quick question, which I'm going to hit now, which is, what the hell is Marincess doing Constructed? And let's quick talk about Marincess and Constructed, because Marincess and Constructed is like, I want to say actually a rogue real deck. So the missing pieces. First thing first, missing Blue Tang. This is a normal special summon. You can send a Marincess from your deck to the graveyard. If this was sent to the graveyard as water, link summon a water material, activate 3, and put a Marincess card from those into your hand. You can use each effect once per turn. So this is kind of your starting move, is Blue Tang. And what does that do? Well, it sends the Seahorse. Or, because the Seahorse is recurable. Or, you've also got Pascalis, who on special summons one from hand, and on subsequent turns can recur spell traps. The big thing is Blue Tang. So that's the first bit you gain. Okay, cool. What else do you gain? Well, you gain some links that are a little more ridiculous. I actually don't know if you play Wonderheart. I think these days you just play Great Bubble. But let's start at Coral Anemone. Anyway, Link 2. So here's the... You can target a water monster with 1500 or less attack, special summon it to join the points you, and you're waterlocked. If it's the center of the field of your graveyard, target a Marincess card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So, let's walk through our opening line. Normal summon Marincess Blue Tang. Marincess Blue Tang sends Seahorse. Blue Tang, go ahead and link into Blue Slug. Blue Slug effect, pick up Seahorse. Seahorse effect, special to the link point. Seahorse link off into Sea Angel. Sea Angel go grab the Battle Ocean. Then we're going to go ahead and link Sea Angel and Blue Slug into Coral Anemone, which at that point we can either recur the Blue Tang or the Seahorse and climb up and do a Lake 3. Or, and that's just from one card. If we have any other extension, things start moving in different directions. Pascal is giving us another body in play. Because the end board we want to be able to use moving into a Crystal Heart, perhaps off of these two, into a Great Bubble. If I remember, it's a Great Bubble we go into. Let me read the two here. I might be wrong. Once returned during your standby phase, banish a water monster from your graveyard draw card. Each time a monster is banished gains 600. Set a water monster from your hand. Special summon a banish Marincess. Okay. Damage calculation. You special summon Marincess monster. Your card taking a battle damage. If this card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, link summon link 3 or lower. But yeah. So those are the parts that you get. You also, though, get Signet Mining. Send a card from your hand to the graveyard, search a level 4 or lower Cyburst monster to your hand. This is effectively allowing you to play 6 copies of Blue Tang. You also get any of the other Cyburst support that you want, but this is the big one. So effectively, your deck gets to play a much larger amount of the good special summoning ones, and you can kind of avoid the ones that we're playing in our deck. Like, avoid some of the last ones. But that's what Marince, one of the things about Marince is that it does that all from one card. Which means it's very easy to recur that every turn. It's restricted by how much of its extra deck is left, but it also could, there are ways to shuffle its extra deck back in. So, Seahorse and Extender, that is full combo? That's full combo. Alright, what do we got? Catapult Zone. Once per turn, if a monster you control will be destroyed by battle, send a rock to your grave instead from deck. Holy shit. Okay. You are going to set a monster, right? Okay. Alright. Set 2 pass. Tin Goldfish. Alright. Effective, our friend. Normal. Seahorse. Blue Slug. Effective Blue Slug. Grab Seahorse. Effective Seahorse. Then we're going to go into Sea Angel to go grab our field. Again, this is what the deck does. And then let me make sure this is 2 water. This is 2 water. Alright, so we want to go. No Battle Ocean here. Then we'll go into Marble Rock. And look at how many cards we still have in hand. Full combo, 4 left in the grip, 1 that recurs the entirety of the combo. Salvage alone picks up all of the cards we use to do this. Perhaps gets us to Moray of Greed into better cards. I'm fine just setting... Actually, no, let's wait. Alright, let's go into combat, see what the hell this is. When this card is sent to the graveyard, you can activate one of these effects. Target a monster, change face down defense. Okay, that doesn't work against you. Target a face-up spell trap, return it to the hand. Your opponent cannot activate. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Incredible respect for that. Kind of want to draw into more action then. Okay. Everybody's really good at turning off my power. No, it does not. This card says this turn your opponent cannot activate cards with the same name as the card returned to the hand. Okay. We got a bird. No need. Olenoids, destroy your catapult zone. There we go. It is damage step. Hello. Allure would not trigger it because it would banish it, but Allure's at 3. Because it has to be discarded to do its thing. There is a pretty deep draw deck you can do with that sort of stuff, though. But yeah, Allure's at 3. Wave. Okay. Do I want a Moray or do I just want to go into another line here? Okay, so when I kill Tackle Crusader, it's gonna bounce something. Do I just want to go after it now? No, thank you. Try again. So Thunderbird has a counterpart, by the way. That's Bigfoot. Thunderbird, when it's discarded, destroys set cards. Bigfoot, when it's destroyed, hits face-up monsters. And they both are 8 stars with pretty high stats. So... There's a lot of good spell traps at normal and uncommon, or at normal and rare. They still have to discard to that, which is tragic. Okay, well, at least Sentry of Stone is fine. All right. That's the final body, huh? Dandelion is extremely banned, yes. As you say. Special summon. Do that link point. All right, pick up Marinza's Wave, by the way. That's this thing's effect. Just pick up Wave. So good. Normal. Oh yeah, once per turn, just pick up my hand trap. So this only does the when it's summoned in the extra monster zone, it only does the cool thing. But I just want more large bodies at this point. Yeah, as long as I control Link 3 or higher, this is a hand trap. So Jin Releaser Rituals was like useless for a decade. I think it was printed in 2000 and mid 2000s, maybe a little later, but it was a exceptionally useless card until they printed Necroz monsters and Necroz spell traps. The moment that happened, then, well, you could like Indian Goldfish. That changed the math, let's say. Stardust Overdrive? Yeah, like every like decade, rituals get to be good. Alright, so normal summon here. Link off. Continue picking up Seahorse. How many times have I activated Seahorse and Seahorse effect this game? I want to say it's been every turn. So we're just summoning these as bodies. Alright, we're still holding Marinta's Wave, so... Marinta's Wave, by the way, I don't know why we would need it to, but it is not once per turn. Water is a ton of good support. Yes, it's got a lot of generic cards that make it, like, a lot, like, make it unique in its power. Selvage is one that, on release, Selvage was not a lot. But is that Gigantes? Oh my god, are we doing Gigantes? D-Hero engine ain't good in this game. Short answer, not immediately, because D-Hero Destroy Phoenix Enforcer isn't printed yet. D-Heroes have had a stint of extreme playability in one of their more recent printings, meaning that we see cards like Dasher and Celestial in decks again. I don't have any set cards. Okay, this is just a concession. Got it. This is actually a really good counter to us. It destroys all our back row. Malicious is still also playable. Malicious actually got a friend that has like the effect that's like something like target a banished Destiny hero, shuffle it into the deck or something like that to special summon this card. So you banish a Malicious to search a Malicious. Target your Malicious to summon this card to put the first Malicious back in the deck. It basically gives you a third Malicious, but only if you're dedicated to the deck, which I think is really cool. The quick answer to if a deck is viable, for the most part, like, you could build a deck that will function well enough off of almost anything you're looking at. To get to tournament viability, that's a different question, but just playing on here, hell yeah, you can just basically do whatever you want. It's great. Um, Real big fan of this client because it's also very generous in just giving you shit to build decks with. But yeah, I don't think. Yeah, just actually, let me check. We should be notifications. Do we have notification about the upcoming sets yet? Here we are. Yeah, so there's gonna be new cards coming out on April 3rd at the end of the event. They're putting in the rest of. Oh God, is that? What are these sets? Are we at Burst right now? No, we're not at Burst. But the big thing is we're getting Baroness DeFleur, a lot of the Speedroid support that I think is really good. Oh, Crystal Clearwing. Um, Dawn of Majesty. Okay, that's it. Despia, the Despia stuff as well. Which, so, and ooh, Magic Keys. Magic Keys are an archetype that want to go into like all sorts of different directions. They have like a fusion, like they have like extra decks of a lot of different types. Yeah. The problem, yeah, Battle for Artemis and Honest the 3, yeah. The problem with Honest isn't as big a deal these days because generally you're wiping out a board pre-combat if you want to be running in, like in Constructed. Like, you're not usually running into a blind monster. So Honest is usually used as an offensive trick. And Battle for Artemis has this problem that Battle for Artemis has had for 15 years, which is at the beginning of the game, you flip a coin and choose whether you're going first or second. And when this happens, Battle for Artemis has no text. It's very weird. It's like they just don't put text on the card anymore. And also, all the counter drops you draw don't work. I don't know why they did that, but it's weird. Give me any extender and we got this. If not, we're playing Paleo Drago. Oh shit. Okay, we might be doing that anyway. Sword Soul is not in the current updates, but it will be in the one after that, which I still think will take a couple months, sadly. That's not an extender, that's just the searcher for Seahorse. It's not good enough. How deep do I want to go with this, then? Well, this is free. Normal. Yeah, the Iris Sword Soul is in the set, but that's not the actual archetype. And Blue Slug. This Blue Slug is free to make, so I'm going to make it, and then I'm going to kind of sit on this. You can go further, but there's not really much further to go. What are you? Vampire. Oh, shit. Set 4 pass. Anything you got back roadable in my back row? You're just gonna blindly only in the 80s I mean? Alright, you hit my wave. That's pretty good. I've got my own Oleoids. Why is Site Frame Lord Omega hit limit 1? It's been limit 1 for about a decade. Because if you summon 3 of them, your opponent has, like you can draw lock your opponent with the card. Like, if your opponent has 3 cards in hand and you got 3 Omegas, you can just draw lock them flat. Still a trap. Sure, I don't care. Ah, right, okay. So this gives them some like, tribute fodder? Do vampires need that? I feel like vampires need some tribute fodder. I just don't know what they're doing with Swamp Mirror. A 4 and a 2, that doesn't really link off to anything. If they're just gonna combat, I'm gonna kill the mirror, because it's still a trap card according to its text. Okay, so discard Sorcerer, special summon Familiar. When Familiar is come out, you can pay 500 to add a Vampire. Okay. So we got Familiar. I'm gonna go search a Vampire. What do we got? What does a Vampire look like? Like what's the searchable card you want here? Oh, mirrors your swamp. The thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that 20 years of cards means there's a lot of cards that have never done anything, but 20 years of cards means there's a lot of cards that sat around, did nothing for 10 years, and then got incredibly broken very quickly. Vampire Scarlet Scourge, normal special summoned. Trigger 1 Vampire, cannot tank, you only use this effect once per turn. Anything it destroys, special summon. Okay. Nick Cameron, thank you for the big sum. Big. Okay, so this picks up Vampire Sorcerer. This card. Magic card. Okay. Those are the you might have been. I don't know if I said that or not. Yeah, the Vampire Counter Trap has been on. Oh. Oh, this is Vampire Takeover. No cards in the field slot. No, Vampire Kingdom. Special summon Dark Vampire from the grave. This doesn't do anything. This doesn't do anything. Okay, that does something. I understand now. Alright, so all I have to do is out Vampire Scarlet Scourge and then we win, right? Discard the Searcher. Okay. I have a wave down there. We want to go... Link off here. Okay. Okay. No, and then special summon marbled rock. Here we go. So again, here's marbled rock. Yes, I'd like to activate Battle Ocean. Equip. 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 Effective marbled rock. Pick up our hand trap. And then 4K our opponent. Okay, 35. All right. Bring it. So again, 4,500 unaffected by opponent's card effects. This is the seat of our power. If Battle Ocean is destroyed, well, we've seen what happens. Battle Ocean, my favorite JoJo's arc. Oh my god. Fine. Just MST. Mystical Space Typhoon. Vampire Duke. Does work. Cool. If I had done them in the opposite order, we would be in have problems, but it's like stacking your battle cry and your create 2 tokens. Yeah, we've been rolling up the event. That's nice. Let's go check out our any of these missions we have. All these years about development inside of card games, you can't really have this many different cards and mechanics. Yeah, agreed. Like how does one come up with like the archetypes that we're dealing with? Sometime. I got to max out gems and I went ahead and bought like 1 million copies of the Speedroid pack. I was at like 9,500. So I went ahead and just bought like 500 of these. It's 10k because that's what it is in Duel Links. To run even building up too many gems and just buying out sets. It's really annoying. But you can craft, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I like Speedroids a lot. I think they're really, really powerful. And they have like 2 or 3 really good cards coming out in the next upcoming sets. That make them even better. Not just including Baroness, but like some other high-end payoffs and some other tutors. Boy. They're really weird and kind of like difficult to get a line on because they're like Marincess here. So the combo I'm doing with Marincess, very understandable, right? You know, summon Sea Slug, summon Blue Tang, get back Seahorse, play Seahorse, go into a 2, go into a 3. Like it's very consistent in what it's doing. It doesn't have a lot of different flex. It like in Constructed it has flexibility in its lines, but this one does not really flex a lot. Whereas Speedroids are all about doing weird flex slot stuff. Alright, one extender with a Marincess name. Let's go ahead and flip these back. But like, I guess what I'm saying is that the combo this deck is doing is like, we're going to the same end board every time. Speedroid has like a pile of options, and you have to change your line based on what you think your opponent's doing or what you're trying to break, right? So that's what I mean by like a little different line. Let's normal Abyss Spike. We're gonna discard the Tin Goldfish to go grab our Seahorse, get that into rotation. And then we're going to go ahead and set three. If I have to Dino Mishkas, we kind of lose the whole bit, but it's okay. I'm fine losing Mermail Abyss Spike. This is just a slow tutor. Magispector Raccoon. Normal special summon you get out and Magispector from your deck to your hand. You can only use this once per turn. You cannot be targeted or destroyed by... Right. Magispectors... Okay. Magispectors are an archetype. That every card in the archetype has this text here. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Why? Target, target, target. Okay, cool. But now that's just every Magispector. Grabbing Kieran or are they grabbing... Oh no, they grabbed Nekomata. Okay. Nekomata has left scale. It has no text. Is that really where you want to put that card? Whoa, what the fuck is happening? Holy shit. I'm scared. Set 4 pass. What the fuck? Okay, I'll take the blind shot, maybe? Oh god, this might not be worth the blind shot. 4 cards? You. Target one Magispector in your Pendulum's zone, special summon it. Alright. Normal. Okay, I'm getting past normal summon. That's good. Seahorse. Blue Slug. When are they interrupting me? Okay. When a monster would be special summoned or monster effect activated, treat a wind spellcaster, negate and destroy. Okay. Hello. I'm just going to attack you for damage then. Sure. So they're gonna put their own other scale there. Hopefully their top scale. Because this is their 2. This is also a 2. Add a Magispector trap from your deck to your hand. QB. Alright, there's another one of the counter traps. God. Hi, I'm just gonna kick your ass. Beat my 1600 monsters. No text. Sure. Vroom vroom. Okay, this rules. So they're not going -1 because they're pendulums. Thing is, these monsters are resummonable from here if they ever get a scale in this location. But they've yet to draw. Okay, so Yada searches a spell. Yeah, so, okay, to talk about pendulums, back when pendulums were released, there was no limit on how many pendulums they could summon from the extra deck. And you'll notice all these are, like, low level, between 2 and 5. They can just summon all of them back. Currently, they have to summon to either the extra spot or a spot a link point is pointing to. So that restricts their ability to spam. But when this archetype came out, by the way, Pen 5. Just put all these back into play every turn, triggering all of their effects. Um... Okay. Help. The Indian pendulum tutorial, nothing but extract mechanics. That's very funny. That's a 4 scale? So they get to bring back their Dino Mission, or their Oleanoides. Because it's their turn, they have first response. So I'm getting rid of that scale because they might have scales that don't work with this 4. If they draw like a 5 scale, they won't be able to use it. Here we go. Top of deck. What do we got? Didn't do anything. I don't think it does. Need them draw more back row. Or... Oh, shit. Okay. Alright, they can search a Magic Spectre trap. The other part about them going -1, they're tutoring all the removal, so... Oh my god. Okay, so what's Supercell? Okay. This is bait. This is me attempting to bait their their negate. Ring. I don't want to bring that back quite yet. It doesn't do anything. Ring. Their back row is currently a useless, your cards are unnegatable. Sack a thing to negate a summoner effect. Tribute to banish. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Every action is a +1,000,000. Every action a tutor. And this is without Kieran, right? Like, they're playing without Kieran, the most powerful Magic Spectre. No, no, no. You're never supposed to draw that. Yep, 5 set. This is a removal. This is a counter. All right. Yeah, I can get some damage on him. Yeah. Let's get some damage on him. Okay. Crunch. 3 more times, you die. Okay. Ooh. That actually could be it. Depends on what they do with their stuff. I can't target this, obviously, but I can force specific back row. Oh, no, face upgrade. Never mind. Oh my god. Okay. Never mind. I can't force anything. $700. Shit. They play the rings because they know that they're not going to be dying at any point here. Okay, no more Dino Mistresses in my grave. 2 rings in theirs. I can't activate that because these are all untargetable. By the way, every one of these cards cannot be destroyed. All that are removal fails against these cards. I'm glad I didn't play Constructed at the time that this was a tiered deck. Because, like, I hate the design on this. Like, what if a magic archetype had indestructible hexproof as their tribal mechanic? You know? Their control deck, they'll kill you sooner or later. Every piece of removal in your deck fails to function. But yeah, that's an incredible deck. Is that seriously all these are at? Yep. So yeah, the way that this deck won historically was because, like, Pendulum let them summon all 5 of these from their extra deck at one time. They're playing a Moonmere Shield. Oh boy. You can make the Odd-Eyes Fusion? Yes. That is made by Perform Fell Odd-Eyes Dissolver. Once per turn, you can summon a Dragon Fusion from your extra deck using monsters in your hand or field as fusion materials. Which this is Odd-Eyes, another copy of itself, and Pendulum Monster. Makes sense now. Like some franchise Yu-Gi-Oh players only acknowledge non-target center rule. Indeed, it's the reason I play Dingirsu and everything. It's the reason I'm there. Like, this wasn't like a one-off card. This is the whole damn archetype. And the other way that the deck won, we're going to take a quick aside to talk about Magispectors for just a moment. Because if you look at the banned list, If you look at the current ban list, you should still see Kieran on it. Pretty sure Kieran ain't legal. Am I, oh, E. The entire deck is at, yeah, is that common and rare. That's incredible. Sorry, we can't. No, we can. Hold on. It's hilarious to me that there's a whole bunch of cards that just don't say target and they get to get around targeting by just not saying the word target. Indeed. Imagine if that were, like, that's... It's very silly that that's the case. I want to... Forbidden, please. So our good friend here, Magic Spectre Unicorn Kieran. During either player's turn, you can target one pendulum monster in your monster zone and a monster your opponent controls, return them to your hand. You can only use this effective Kieran once per turn. This card cannot be destroyed by opponent's cards or effects. This was like the card that made them unbeatable. They also could do Draco Slayer Pendulum stuff. It's very silly. Alright, let's do... do a couple more games, see if we can find more opponents to talk about decks, because that's what interests me the most. Yeah, good old AA Zeus. Send all. And something that's like really interesting, like moving between Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic in space. Because Magic doesn't have, like, you can't get around a card dying by just saying send. Huh. Don't like that. Kieran is balanced in Magic Spectres. They have to tribute summon. This is above their scales, but also they don't normal summon because they use their scales, so... And also you can just use it in anything. Yeah. And I can see it all Sentinel. I'm just gonna pass here. What's a good way around Time Lords in this format? There's a reason that I play 3 Dino-Mishkas. I'm pretty sure they say can't be destroyed, right? Or they can't be targeted as well. If they can't be targeted or destroyed, then the card you want there is, what the hell? Floodgate Trap Hole is my favorite. What is happening? Imagine just the act of moving a card from the battlefield. Regardless, so yeah, it just can't be destroyed. Dino-Mishkas Compulse. If you want to deal with the chaos, with the dragon, the chaos blue eyes, Floodgate Trap Hole is kind of your best bet. Forbidden Chalice is another card I run at 3 for that reason. Because if you Forbidden Chalice a Time Lord, your opponent dies. Not like maybe dies, not like takes a little bit of damage. They explode into dust. It's very funny. So I'm still gonna link into this link. MST is a choice. Oleanoides can fill as well. Oleanoides. I like Oleanoides a lot. But MST is just good. But yeah, the ones I like are Compulse. You can't Torrential. Torrential's actually not as good as you'd think it would be in this format. Because there's a lot of stuff that just resists it. Oh my god, it's Des Koala. Screw this. What if Pentastag says I have piercing? By the way, Pentastag, recommend this as just a one of in basically any deck. Your opponent does that dumb Crooked Cook thing? Nonsense. Kill it. Yeah, fun to see our opponent on actual burn there. That was good. Cool. Not like kill themselves burn, but kill us burn. You know? Don't know how I think Final Flame is in that deck, but... Hey, 200. That's pretty good. Unique packs in this? Is it just, these junk ones? Now, let's take a look at what we got out of these. Gaia Saber. Single purchase. The entire purpose of single purchase is to fill out the Yugipedia trivia page with things you can search. Zombina. Yeah, if you negate a pendulum summon, you negate everything. You hit the whole summon. That bottomless trap hole became really powerful in Pendera because if you pendulum summon into bottomless, you pen 4, and then everything fall in a hole and get banished. And getting banished means they don't go to extra deck. Moray agreed. Look at that cute dragon. Zephyr Saber, Swordmaster of the Necros. Dark Shade. Love that bird. This is the bird that shows up with like an axe on its face in Tails games. Or a horn. Spell everything to control a Raid Raptor. Negate, destroy. Oh, that's pretty good. Been opening these just kind of open to get like. There are some Yugioh Xyz out of here that I don't want to make because like, if you make them, you can't unmake them. Perform Pal Extra Slinger. During your main phase, you can inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each face-up pendulum monster in your extra deck. Oh, hell yeah. Perform Spring Goose. Oh. Cool. And Gear Suit, World Chalice Warrior. This is one of the earlier World Chalice cards. Any strategy around making your opponent deck themselves? Very few. The problem with that in Yu-Gi-Oh, most decks, the graveyard is actually a hand. There's no distinction between the graveyard and the hand for like most decks in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh. So if you don't kill them with the mill, or you don't mill them in like banish, perhaps. Usually that's like, so if I'm going to go mill our opponent, the last thing I want to do is Needleworm. Top 5 off my opponent's deck to the grave. That might as well just be saying, draw 5 in most decks. Whereas, Skeleton. Nope, Skeleton. When you discard a face up, banish cards from the top of your opponent's deck face down up to the number of Joe's tricks you control. There we go. Banishing cards face down, they can't use them. So, there are ways to do it, but like generically milling out an opponent, you don't want to do that. There's some fun decks that use Necro Face. Ignore the first effect that shuffles all banished cards away. If this card is banished, each player banishes the top 5 cards of their deck. Now, if you somehow were able to banish all monsters from your opponent from each player's deck and graveyard, this would include your Necro Faces, which would then banish another 15 or 10, I don't know what this card's at right now in this format, 10, 15. And if you've got enough spell traps to not get milled there, your opponent might not. Of course, you just have to take 3,000 for the privilege. But yeah, the main problem with mill is just how ubiquitous the graveyard has. Heck, not only the graveyard, face up banished for some decks is like just a free zone, you know? It's kind of scary just how easily the graveyard is just like, oh, thanks for the free 10 cards. So if you're milling, you gotta go in a different direction. There's a new archetype coming up in, it's gonna be like a year away from Master Duel, a couple months away from TCG. That is like these quick play spells that all have the rider. Your opponent banishes X cards on them, but you skip your next battle phase. And you use those as like a control tool to banish your opponent's entire deck while playing the long game. Again, the graveyard might as well be a second hand for every deck in the entire game. Let's say, like, literally. Like, Orcus is going to be a little bit of an outlier, but graveyard effect, 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 graveyard effect. So in Orcus, which is a little bit more of a graveyard-based deck, I don't know, 22 cards that if you mill, I just go thanks for the win. Like, just any of them. So you just don't do that. Like, there are decks that mill themselves for a reason. Let me show you another archetype we've been seeing. I've been using this Tenyi Spirit as an extender that says if you can no effect monster, special summon it. But let's read the rest of the card. If a face-up non-effect monster you control destroyed by battle or card effect, banish this card from your hand or graveyard, then destroy one of those targets and special summon the destroyed monster. Now, if I look at every Tenyi, you may banish this card from your hand or graveyard. 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 Every single one of them has that rider. And most Tenyi decks are playing, what, 3 Vashuda, 3 Asuna, 3 Adhara, and like one of the other names. Like those alone are like 12 random things that if you mill, you just are like, whoops. Everything went really badly. And that's kind of the norm in a lot of decks. I continue to just pull up random decks and show off like graveyard recursion that they have just sitting around. Yeah, speed recovery. In Speedroids, it's targeting a Speedroid, special summon it. But then it has more text. During your main phase, except the turn is sent to the graveyard, banish this card, target a Speedroid, pick up from your grave. There's a bunch of these that when normal summon, pick up from your grave. Great, cool. There's one more in here that has a pickup from grave. Yeah, so all that is to say, mill in Magic can be dangerous because you might mill your opponent into like they might, maybe, have ways to use their resources, right? If we're talking about like a draft or even a constructed format. Graveyards are kind of used in Magic. Flashback is a mechanic. There's a lot of, in older formats, the older you go, the more like odds and ends you might not want to be milling your opponent for. But like, in Yu-Gi-Oh, no, don't do it. No, stop. So, anyway. one of the main offenders of that, I'm going back in, I'm dipping back in again. So you saw one of the main reasons that happens is that there's, in order to make a lot of cards modernly playable, they'll have this text here where it's, okay, I'm playing a cell recombination device. Target a face-up monster in the field, send an alien from your deck to the graveyard to put 8 counters on it. Okay, great, that's the effect. But then it'll have a second effect that you can banish this card from your graveyard to do a thing. And a ton of cards, like just, this is just a very generic setup for making a modern card. Target one Lunalite in your graveyard, special summon it, you can banish this card from your graveyard, discard a card, add a Lunalite from monster deck to your hand. Like, Crescendo, negate and banish a spell trap or monster effect. Banish this to search a dark machine. Etc., etc. So they just are free riders on so many random cards. Kaiju Slumber, sure. Kaiju Slumber, Dark Hole, summon 2 Kaijus. Then also, banish this card from your graveyard. Go grab a Kaiju. You know, just so many cards have this secondary rider that, like, makes it so you can really never run out of, like, effects. Because even your, like, starter cards have some sort of graveyard recursion. And you'll see that a lot on, like, cards that are made to be, like, really, like, you know, we're trying to push an archetype into doing some more. Nope. Nope. Where's Hysteric Sign? When activated, add 1 elegant if this is your hand, and then if this is the graveyard because it's sent there from the hand or field this turn. 2 to 3 cards. I don't know. Just 2 to 3. Not to mention, oh, like I'm literally looking at Shadal's. Every single Shadal has the text, when this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect X. Every single one of them. That's their gimmick. They're made to be sent by your card effects, but you know. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you all for joining. I think we did some good looking around. Got to see some fun decks. I can quick show off some of the like silly. I don't know if I have the match history still around for like. Nope. We had like Megalith bits here. We had Time Lords. And was this? Yeah, this was freaking Tri Brigade. I was just like, oh boy, okay. Anyway, but yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you all for joining. Hope you had a fun time with this. This is a neat event because like the low rarity means it's super easy to just craft a deck for it and get a ton of gems. And also it's a fun, like, different format. Yeah, if you're interested in catching more, you know, follow, see when you're live, subscribe, you get cool swells and slimes. Happy to see y'all here again. Tomorrow is going to be me and Luke doing more not more Slay the Spire. That's getting moved. Tomorrow's going to be me and Luke doing more Final Fantasy V, whereas Slay the Spire is going to get moved to Friday. No stream on Thursday. Thursday's become a blank day I can't stream on. It's cursed. Sorry. So Slay the Spire on Friday. We'll be looking at a bigger mod then. I want to look at the Library of Ruina mod finally. It's an act overhaul. Yeah, and then Final Fantasy V on Wednesday. That's been a very fun time. So anyway, thank you all for joining. Have a good night, everybody.